Welcome to the big show. So I'm just leaving a customer here in Olathe, and basically what we had happen here is a drain leak from a second story shower. But it's the most interesting story. So, okay, what everybody always wants to know is like, is it covered? Is it covered? Is it covered? Okay, well, here's the thing. Insurance is a complex it's a complex set of instructions. It's like reading radio instructions. It's like it makes perfect sense if you understand the premise. But if you don't understand the premise, then chances are you're not going to understand the coverage. Okay. So most insurance agreements work with an implicit approve or implicit denial. So you have to read it carefully to understand that. Most people are not trained in logic, and so they'll read a perfectly plain document and not be able to make heads or tails of it. So here's the thing. In this particular situation, here's what happened. The customer had a second story drain, and they had key hooks on the wall, and you can imagine, right? So they drilled the key hook holder into the wall right through the drain pipe. Well, second to that, there's a code violation here because it's supposed to be 2x6s instead of 2x4s, but it's an exterior wall to the garage, so it's actually just a 2x4. So you've got this 3-inch pipe that is right on the wall, which that shouldn't have happened. So what happens is the drill or the screw goes right through the drain line, and as the shower's pouring over the screw, does it leak right away? Answer: no, it does not leak right away. Why not? Because the screw created a hole and plugged the hole. But what happens over time, that screw, drywall screws are not they're not galvanized, so they're going to rust. And as a result of that, it eventually rusts, it pops off, and then all the water comes through. So, is this covered? Is this not covered? Well, technically, in a technical way, it's not covered. It's a denial because of a mechanical failure or contractor failure. Sometimes people will say there's different words that different insurance agreements will use for that. So, but the event itself, and this is why it's tricky, is not covered. It's not a covered event. But all the ensuing losses, which means the water gushing into the house, is covered. So do you have coverage or you don't have coverage? You do have coverage. But you have to understand how it works. And so if you're working with a really crafty, annoying, and bad, and maybe even evil adjuster, they'll just say, nope, you're denied. And that is a factually correct piece of information. Because they could say, mechanical failure, you're denied. But if they're proper, and most of them are, then they'll say, but we'll cover ensuing losses. All you need to do is document what those ensuing losses are. Well, what does that mean? Well, I'll cover this in a different video. I don't want to go to full length of all of that. I want to keep these videos short and informational. But what that basically means is that you need somebody to do the mitigation so you can get proper costing to tear it out properly and clean it properly, and then repair it properly, get it back up to what it was pre-loss condition. In this case, it happened to be hardwood floor, which I'm getting a lot of those lately. And that brings up a peculiar problem in some cases that customers don't know how to deal with. So if I tear up, and I'll just leave you with this cliffhanger, if I tear up one board of hardwood floor, but I've got 1,000 square feet of hardwood floor, can I make it match? And that's the question we're going to answer in episode number 4.